guys, it's Lord Botha here with another video, and this video is about, yet again, more success from Space Marine 2. However, there is a sort of dark cloud hidden in this success, and I'll explain about that in just a few minutes. This comes to us from IGN entitled, Success of Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 Changes Everything, Dev Says. And yes, there are ideas for Space Marine 3. The article states that while neither Saber nor publisher Focus Entertainment have announced sales figures for Space Marine 2, Focus has confirmed that over 2 million players played at launch. In fact, Space Marine 2 is the most played Warhammer video game of any type ever released on Steam, with 225,690 peak concurrent players on Valve's platform. So the only new game, you could say, that's beaten those players at launch figures would be maybe Wukong. And that's because Wukong had over 2 million people playing on Steam alone. We're not even factoring in the other players on other systems. Wilt won't go into hard numbers for Space Marine 2's success, either in revenue or profit terms, but he has gone on record to say Space Marine 2 is the fastest selling game he's ever worked on, and that includes all the Doom, Quake, Wolfenstein, and Rage games, and etc. So yeah, this guy didn't just work on little things. This guy's worked on big players, big sellers, blockbuster games. And he's saying that this thing is selling better than the rest of them. The suggestion here, of course, is that Space Marine 2, whose standard edition currently costs $59.99 on Steam and $69.99 on console, is already a highly profitable endeavor for all involved. Oh yeah, this thing has made its money back already and then some. In practical terms, the success of Space Marine 2 means that Saber staff can now dream bigger, Wilt has said. Saber will make good on its original post-launch plan, which involves new missions, modes, maps, enemies, and weapons, but it will also make adjustments fueled by Space Marine 2's now confirmed success once the dust settles. Hopefully they'll be a little bit better than Arrowhead Studios, with all the Helldivers 2 comparisons, on actually delivering some of the things that they promise. There is now the possibility of story DLC, Wilt has confirmed, with ideas floating around for a potential Space Marine 3. Without spoiling the Space Marine 2 campaign, it strongly suggests a continuation. IGN has reported on a probably new enemy faction we'll see in Space Marine 3, and given the success of the game, this is now a case of when, not if. So what does this all mean? Well, it means that Space Marine 2 is a roaring success, far more of a roaring success than I think the developers even thought it would be. It hit their highest of high goals, and now they don't have to worry about just having to make ends meet and put out what they already planned to put out in their post-launch. Now they can afford to actually get creative and spread their wings a little bit. And they're already looking ahead to Space Marine 3. Essentially, the developers are realizing they struck gold, and they have a fever to mine more. And it looks like from their response, they're going to continue mining until they mine this vein dry. The only problem is that might take away from some of their other projects. And one of those projects is something that's near and dear to me and a lot of gamers were really hoping for. And that project is the Knights of the Old Republic remake. This comes to us via Tech Radar. Star Wars Kotor Remake, everything we know so far. In this article, they state that the Kotor Remake is coming courtesy of Saber Interactive, a US-based developer that, until very recently, was owned by the Embracer Group. And of course, you'll recognize that name because Saber Interactive is the developer that has made Space Marine 2. Now, they go on to say here that since it split from Embracer Group earlier this year, Saber has confirmed that Kotor Remake is still in development, but no further details have been given. Now, I think both you and I might see the writing on the wall here. Not only does Saber Interactive have a virtual diamond mine staring them right in the face with the Space Marine series, but they also have, I'm sure, several other games that are already in development and on the docket to be made before the Kotor Remake is even thought of. It seems like it's already been put on the back burner since before the split from Embracer Group, which doesn't give me a whole lot of hope that we'll see the Kotor Remake anytime soon. That said, it is nice to know that Saber Interactive, given the recent statements made by one of their executives in which he railed against agenda and messaging in gaming and pretty much stated that he only really wanted to make games that were just fun and didn't have any of that. I'm actually quite pleased that KOTOR still remains in the hands of these people rather than someone like Embracer Group, who seem all too willing to use their ability to make games to spread agenda and ideology, while also, if we're being honest, make inferior games. It's no doubt that Space Marine 2's success is something to be celebrated, even if that means that the KOTOR remake that I and many gaming fans desire might be highly delayed or even get the axe. And whatever direction Saber Interactive want to move, I would say that with this game that they developed, they've earned a ton of goodwill from gamers, but along with it, high expectations. Time will tell if they can keep that goodwill and fulfill those expectations. But those are just my thoughts on the subject. If you have your own thoughts, go ahead and leave them in the comments. If you like this video, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, appreciate you watching all of it. We'll talk to you again